I'm going to shake off the fact that Neptune eats a single Starburst in 2 bites and get into this next match. Grime versus Mind Broken Youngblood. Mind Broken Youngblood repping that Mind Broken sponsorship as well as the Mind Broken jersey.
Yeah, big shout outs to Disafter as well as Crypsis and the rest of the Mind Broken Raz Morpheus. Like, all these guys, super hard workers when it comes to this game. So now we're going to see Grime. Now, I think I've seen him before a couple times. Youngblood, definitely someone I've known, and he's a good friend of mine. Like, I hang out, talk rivals with this guy. I just talk about life. This guy's a nice guy overall. He works hard, too. So when I watch this matchup, I think of both these characters have primary tools that they're trying to go to combo into, right? We're looking for knee from Falcon, but we're looking for side B from Wolf, right? And both of them have ways to combo generally into that move and then take it. So they're linear characters in some of those regards. Uh-oh, there's the knee. No, he double jumped. I think he could have single jumped, and then he would have been fine, potentially.
Youngblood has Grime at the right percentage, but I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if Grime ends up coming out on top. And look at that. Youngblood really suboptimal. I think he was holding down to potentially do something like a Falcon kick because we've seen him do that so many times from the ledge. Ooh. And because he was holding down, he had really, really horrendous DI when the option
Grime also suffering from the same thing where he was holding down and got hit with the up air and then just slid out, flatline DI'd, and then just got destroyed there. Whoa. And that's a pretty cool thing with the forward air. With the forward smash with Wolf is very good horizontally, so you can threaten a lot better in terms of that zone. Ooh, but that up smash is a great way to also punish whenever those recoveries are coming back down on top of the stage. So with Wolf, you have to worry about the threat zones horizontally primarily. Those are his best ways that he can really hit you, but they're not necessarily, but they're also reactable. You take a little bit of time. You could also crouch cancel in some parts of it. So forward smash, you crouch cancel the first hit, and you're good for the second hit. But sometimes it's too hard to react to the second hit or figure out what else to do that most people just shield, and they just wait.
All right, getting that stop.
Jab, resets.
Yeah. Ooh, but Youngblood unable to go and connect with the Nair. That was nice tech to go and avoid future punishment.
Which was a nice idea. I mean, the Nair was great because you get the second hit with the N-lat, with the extra hit stun, and then you can potentially set up for regrabs or follow-up combos into another Nair. Whoa. The last hit. Yeah, that was a bit too high for the side B to connect. But he did it he did it to get the ledge cancel and then immediately act out of it.
Down smash from Grime can be putting Youngblood really nice off stage. I love the laser as well there. That was a really good option.
Yeah, it definitely forced his movement to force him to come low and try to sweet spot.
Because it's like Falcon already has a pretty predictable recovery overall.
Yeah.
And he just further limited the options allowed.
Well, Grime doing a great job covering the distance. Up smash to anti-air. That's pretty sick. It's pretty hard to react sometimes to be able to do that.
Falcon definitely one of those faster followers, though, so it's going to be some time before I think he gets a kill off the top, though certainly at the percentage to garner a KO in that fashion.
You actually talked about fast falling, which is a very important part about this, is Wolf is the fastest faller in this game.
Yeah.
And because of that, getting up throw or getting down throw sometimes into knee is actually pretty difficult with Captain Falcon because the fact you now have to build them up to a higher percentages to get the guaranteed throw into knee because they fast fall so quickly.
But that being said, I think that the knee it might actually have a little bit more potency because on top of the fact that you know the knee has great horizontal knockback, because Wolf is is the fastest faller in the game, he's going to be put at an even worse angle when he gets connected by it.
You're totally right about that. So whenever he gets to the point where he does hit the knee, it's going to be that much more devastating. I agree with you 100%. So let's see how he gets to it. He has Grime built up to 34%. This is a last stock situation, but Grime is doing a great job of continuing to threaten here. He could have continued to do the up air strings and forced Youngblood to take even more percentage. Youngblood, well aware of the fact, immediately trying to get off this platform, but that's what Grime was expecting. Caught him with the down smash as soon as he landed on the ground.
In that corner, the jab down smash was the go-to option for Grime. He used that, I think, to take about 50% of the stocks in that last game.
Yeah, I think you're right. Okay, so where does Youngblood want to go? This is a hard one because he wants enough room to move around.
Yeah, he wants room to run around for sure. But
roam free.
But I mean, he had that, I guess, on Pokemon Stadium, and it didn't really do him as much. So maybe now he wants to You know, I'll be honest, Neptune, I just don't really know what's going on in Youngblood's head whenever I think about the counter pick. I'll be completely honest. The platforms do give him an option to get some great coverage with the up airs, but overall, I don't know if this is like the right stage choice.
Well, there's a couple of things that you can choose. There's 3 ways that you can choose, right? You can choose to pick something that you like, you can choose to pick something that your opponent doesn't like, and you can choose something kind of in the middle and you feel like you can outplay someone. Battlefield's kind of like the neutral that's like, it's okay for everybody. Like,
That's true.
Like, you know, you could just pick the middle ground and be like, yo, you know what, let's just figure this out, and I can try to outplay you. But, you know, I'm worried that when it comes to these platforms, there's ways that potentially Grime could combo into side B on tech rolls as well.
And even though Grime had a lot of conversions whenever Youngblood was at that higher percent, keep in mind that because Falcon has a really horrendous recovery overall, any opportunity where Falcon does not have his feet firmly planted on the stage is an opportunity to take a stock. And because the stock is much more, the stage is much more constricted here on Battlefield than it is on Pokemon Stadium, it's going to give Grime even easier ways to access that win condition.
Yeah. Oh, the knee there. While clanking with the projectile, it kept him in too long of an end lag for him to up B immediately after. The other thing that's pretty dope about this stage is that you have 2 platforms on the side. Whereas someone with like Final D, you have to be on. It's like, I'm going to go to the ledge or I'm going to go onto the stage, right? And now you have another option where it's like, I can go to the platform above too, right? So, whoa, he got
Brilliant.
Triggered. Because there was something actively there for him to hit. That's what triggered off the side B and ended up killing this guy. That was so bad. Okay, so now what do we have?
Back into the fray of things, Youngblood 1 stock away from falling to Grime. Grime has not been in my radar at all, but he's going to be somebody I got to look out for as he's put on a great streak. That down smash is going to be it.
Excellent. I love watching Wolf play just as much as I love Falcon play.
At the end there, that exhibited exactly the problem that I had with the counter pick. It was so easy for Grime to get Youngblood off stage. I think it took a grab into like 1 hit, and then Youngblood was already off stage.
Yeah.
And in a pretty rough position as well, where he had to rely on a very predictable recovery. And with an option like the down smash that Grime was using very often to contest that zone, it was just curtains. It was just curtains.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. Grime's good, man.